What's going on, everybody? Bright sunny day here. We're going to go for a ride and give you a few thoughts on the 250L for on-road performance. And for a 250, it's actually very well mannered. It rides very smooth. The suspension is soft, but it makes for a very nice on-road experience. It soaks up bumps very well. It's just an overall really smooth ride. Of course, you don't have any wind protection, but to me, that's not really that big of a deal. It doesn't really bother me. But it rides surprisingly smooth. Power-wise, hey, it's a 250, but for a 250, it's really good. From about dead stop to about 40, 45, you've got plenty of power, it's plenty of torque, but once you get above 45 and you hit 5th, 6th gear, you still have some acceleration, but you're not going anywhere real quick, that's for sure. But going from 0 to 45 is where this bike to me is the most fun. Around town, it's a thrill. It's fun just to rev the hell out of it. Most people say, you know, this bike's too slow, but really, people are too afraid to really get these bikes into the power range and keep them there. I'm at 7,000 RPMs, and this is where the bike really has its power. Most people shit well before this, and these bikes can take this RPM all day. If you don't keep it there, you don't really have much power. If you shift too early, you never even hit peak horsepower on these motors. It's a Japanese 250. Ring it out all day, do regular maintenance, change the oil. Hey, it'll last forever. Just take care of it. It's designed to take these RPMs. And if you don't use the full RPM range, where are you going? If you don't use the full RPM range, you're not going to really feel the full potential of this bike. So you got to get it about 7,000 right there, and then when you really crank on it, you feel the power it really has. But overall, for a 250, for a dual sport, it's a really smooth experience. Man, didn't even way back at me. I see how it is. Roads like this is where the 250L really shines. Back roads, curvy roads, where you get to go through all the gears. And that's the great thing about it being a 250. Ringing it all the way out to almost red line, which is at 10,500. Running it through all the gears, going through the full RPM range. It's a lot more satisfying to me than being on a bigger bike, which I've ridden my buddy's KLR 650. And it's nice having all that torque on his bike, but you don't shift nearly as much as you do on this bike. And you know, some people say that's a positive for them not having to shift as much, but to me, I think it's really fun. It makes the ride to me a little bit more interesting. But at the end of the day, I still recommend this bike. It's very reliable. The cost is perfect, especially if you buy it used. I got mine for right around 4,000, and I've had no problems with it, no complaints. Just like everybody else doing these bikes, we can nitpick them all day. It's absolutely not the perfect bike by any means, but overall, it's awesome. I don't regret buying it. There's other bikes in this category that do certain things better, but if you're looking for something that does road and off-road equally as well in the 250 category, this bike is awesome. I can't recommend it enough. If you're looking to do long highway, I wouldn't really recommend it, just like anyone else. It'll do it. And I've got some videos I'll upload in the future where I've got 1342 gearing. It's stock, 14 on the front, 40 on the rear. It's been dropped down to 13 in the front and added 2 teeth in the rear, so it makes it more torque, but it adds more RPMs at the higher end. But with 1342, I think it's perfect. You can cruise 65 all day. If I recall, 65 is somewhere around 8,500 RPMs. And again, these motors can take that all day. 8,500 RPMs is nothing. This is the same motor they put in the CBR 250R. People take them to the track and redline them all day. They last forever. Again, just keep up with your maintenance. So, again, you can absolutely take this on the highway and run 65 and, you know, go all the way up to 70, 75. But I found 65 with the 1342 is a sweet spot for this bike. It'll cruise comfortably like that all day. But I wouldn't say a couple-hour trip would be the best thing on this bike. You can absolutely do it, and in the future I plan on probably doing it. But I wouldn't buy this bike specifically if you're going to be doing mostly highway. If you do the occasional highway trip and it's mostly around town, hey, absolutely buy this. That's what's fun about a 250 right there. You just ring it through all the gears. Now, if you plan on riding roads like I'm doing right now, back neighborhood roads, just cruising around, not doing anything too hooligan, perfect bike. Again, can't beat it for the price, the reliability. It's a Honda. I've already uploaded some videos to the channel which you guys can check out, maybe put a link or just navigate to the channel. But I've already taken a trip to a local off-road area where I live here in Virginia called Slade's Park. Overall, again, this is my first bike, so my skills are still developing. But the bike itself, its capabilities are far beyond my skill level. And I've only been off-road once, so it's far exceeded my expectations off-road already. It offers way more than I can even use as for skill level. So I don't have any plans on getting rid of this bike, upgrading or anything. Overall, it's just such a solid purchase in my opinion, especially if you're brand new like I am. Overall, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I just wanted to upload this video giving you my thoughts on it. And again, I reiterate, if you're going to do a lot of highway, probably wouldn't buy it. But if you're going to do some highway, a little bit around town, and about 50% of that is going to be off-road, and you're not trying to take any crazy jumps or anything, like use this like a full-on motocross bike, and you're going to really ride it like a true dual sport, this bike's perfect. Buy it, you won't regret it. Plenty of aftermarket. Well, I'm going to wrap up this video. Thanks for watching. If you made it all the way through the end and you want to see more on this bike, please subscribe, like the video, leave comments. I do check them regularly, and I'll get back to anybody that has a question. Thanks, guys.